All right. Will be long. Hi. Yeah. Jen, hi. Can you sort of hear and see? I'm just putting some stuff on my hand. Okay. All right. Ow. Oh. You see pirates? Yeah, there's a couple of pirates. Very scribbly ones. It's really hard to draw straight to ink. It's fun, but it's really hard at the same time. I want to start by inking this so it can dry. And then I can draw something else. Hey, Nicole, hi. How is everyone today? Oh, tired. Yeah, definitely. I hope you guys have a beverage, a snack, a mix of both. Getting pings on my phone. Phone. This is a very old, it's not D&D per se, it's Exalted, but you know, same idea, different setting. Very, very long time ago. I know I wrote D&Ds in the title, but I sort of didn't think that these aren't... Well, she is not per se a D&D. Hey, Yuri! Hey, Otto! Hey, guys! Hi! I played Pathfinder in high school and I've done a few 5e one-shots. Yeah. How is everyone? I'm okay. I'm at this table right now with barely any MBs left, so I might not be able to... Oh no! How is Afka doing? I apologize to the queen for probably butchering your name. I have to say, I don't hate the new D&D movie trailers, but I don't know D&D very well at all. I think our general consensus in this household is that we're not quite sure why they decided to make it the D&D thing, aside from, you know, banking on the name recognition. Though I have no idea why they decided to call the bard Edgin. That's just... Seriously, guys? I mean... Like, if they had named it any sort of fantasy-ish name, it wouldn't have been as weird. But I mean, it looks okay. They're trying so hard to be Thor Ragnarok, definitely. Oh my gosh. I have yet to see Love and Thunder. But they named the bard Edgin. Like Edgin the bard, and everybody's like doing what now? Like, big yikes. They even write it like Edgin. All it's missing is the G at the end. Seriously. But he's a planner, Ev. He plans. Oh. Though, I think the one nitpick that really came off of the trailer is the tiefling. They really went the route of, like, you know, like, if you are sort of distracted or don't even know what tieflings are and you don't pay attention to it, you might just assume that she's sort of a elven sort of druid weirdo. Like, they revamped the tieflings a lot. And even the ones that I... Like, the one other tiefling character that I know... I don't really keep up with everything, but... Like, back when they were this model of just simply, like, little horns coming out of the hair and a tail, there was still... Sorry, there was still a couple of odd things in the general presentation of the character, like skin color, eye color, you know, that kind of stuff. But the tiefling in the trailer... Like, at the first watch through, I thought she was just, like, a druid. And they decided to be quirky and give her antlers. Because druid. And it took me reading more or finding like the promo shots of like this is something the tiefling, you know, or the druid, whatever, and I was like, oh, she's a tiefling. And then if you pay super close attention when she sort of teleports, whatever, like when she goes through the floor thingy, you can see that she has a tail, but that's it. And I was like, oh, that's a bit cheap. That's a tiny bit cheap. Oh, it settled me. Okay. I mean, I got nothing against the fact that the bard is the guy who makes the plans. Like, okay, you kind of need one of those in a D&D game. I love Hugh Grant. I don't know what he's gonna do in there, but yes. Do you guys remember watching the old D&D movie? Oh, that's a very fair criticism, Nicole. Nicole says, my biggest thing, it's a heist movie, it's an action movie, it's a fantasy and comedy. Just do one thing well and not throw everything at the screen. when they kind of throw everything at the screen, like it's often quite forgettable in the end, you know. I think you need maybe one main genre and then a complementary genre. Oh. Like, okay, it's a comedy and it's fantasy. You're like, okay. Although the one thing that I really remarked at the first viewing of the trailer is that, like, as someone who plays D&D, I was like, oh, well, there was entirely not enough, like, stupid, awful plans that don't pan out, or, like, really big gambles that are really silly, but turns out that they're okay and they work because you rolled well, like... Like Stranger Thing had the feeling of D&D perhaps a bit better because you see people playing it. This new movie kind of looks more like if they took an official campaign and made a movie out of it. Yeah, like an action movie can be funny, but I feel like every movie now has to have broad appeal. It makes it so forgettable generic. I wouldn't want to have to sort like movie titles or movies in blockbusters at this point. Oh, do I put this in fantasy or comedy or drama or heist or... Though, I mean, kind of the same issue with something like Thor Ragnarok. Like, where do you put it? Superhero movies? Comedies? I don't know. But I'm very tired, so I might just be cranky today. How's the job search going? Unless you want me to shut up about that. It's also an option. Got a call back on Friday, so hopefully he gets a sit-down interview with... Oh, I hope so! Oh, that would be great. I don't know if I said, but his entire department got outsourced, so 5 people that Oh, what? Oh, that sucks. Oh no, Carolyn! How warm is it for you? $95, oof. $35C. Bleh. Yeah, that's hot. Doing indoor stuff, reorganizing the studio space again. Ooh! Oh my gosh, Otto. That's so nice. Though, to be fair, it is decent here today. Like, there's enough wind, and it's kind of cool wind, so not that bad. Next week, I'm gonna be singing a different tune. Hi, Katarina. Hi, Melissa. It's only 25 Celsius here, but very moist. No wind. Ooh, lack of wind is always a big bummer. Yeah, honestly, I'm a little chilly today. Same. Earlier, when I was sitting more in the draft, I had to put a light shirt on. I was so happy! Oh, thank you! Thank you, Melissa. I gotta let that dry. Up. Start doodling another one. Definitely threw this too big. Sorry for the sounds. So, do you guys have plans for the weekend? To survive. Oh no. Just working. I've got a birthday present commission. They'll be like, ooh, when is it due? What do you plan? What do you mean? What do I plan? It's probably hard to say, but I'm doodling tabletop RPG characters today. As soon as possible, August's birthday, so I've got to bust that out quick. Oh, yeah. Go, go, go! Sorry. So I'm gonna preemptively ask, what's the best thing you ate last week? Going to my garden, be back in an hour-ish. Oh! Yeah, enjoy that. That sounds amazing. And yeah, have a good weekend. Tabletop means that you play like in person with other people, like everyone's around a table. You know, like you would do any kind of board game. And RPG means a role-playing game. If I'm quiet, I'm just cutting. Are you cutting the super large sheets? Yep, I'll... Wait. Did you have to buy 125 Imperial size sheets? Because that must be like weigh 300 pounds legit. Oh my gosh, wow, that's gotta be so heavy. Oh my gosh. 120 sheet, and that's gonna be an impressive amount of paper once cut down to. I mean, it's technically the same amount of paper, but you know. I need hubs to help me move. Oh my gosh, I hope you were able to make the best of a paper sale. Though often when you buy that many, they offer like bulk discount. I'm just cutting my standard sheets of that cards, this card, and some Patreon. So that's the cotton paper, right? Because when you buy the Fabriano Academia, it's like close to A4 or something like that. Oh, Buckingford. Okay. Oh, okay. Whew. Because I mean, it's still impressive, but it's not like fall off my chair and go through the floor and end up like in the planets, in the sewers. Like fall off your chair so hard you end up in the sewers. So I should get a decent stack G. I think so. Though I mean, it's gotta be advantageous for you to do that because you have all the cutting tools. You have one of my favorite tools ever for cutting paper. I've been obsessed with it ever since when I was studying graphic design and we went to visit a print place, like not the one you have in Staples, like a big press, printing press. That's the word I was trying to look. It's the tool that cuts many sheets at one. In French, it's a massicot, but I don't know what it is in English. I never remember. It's £200 for 125 sheets. It's still expensive, but it all goes toward bits. Yeah, that's not. I mean, it's a lot of money, but it's what's the like? It's expensive, but it's not pricey. You know, like it's a lot of money, but it's a good price for what you get. Oh yeah, they're good, but super heavy. Yeah, they have to be heavy because you have to be able to perfectly cut down this pile of paper and not have it budge. Like the industrial ones, they're like a freaking big machine, like that you cannot possibly move on your own ever. Yeah, the bigger one would be immovable. They're huge. Hey, Erica, hi. It's not cool. Well, it's the same action as a guillotine. I don't know if that's the name in English because regular guillotine cutters, you have the. Anyway, guillotine is a French word, so. But, you know, you have the big blade that is tied up at the top. And it's at an angle. So it cuts many sheets, but not that many. The massicot is like a straight blade that goes down through the pile of paper, and it's motorized. The ones I saw, the one like industrial one I saw, to be able to operate it, the operator, there's 2 buttons to press and they're far apart, so you cannot have your hand anywhere near the blade when you operate it, when you tell it to cut, which is very clever because no finger is gonna resist that. Oh, so they do call it a guillotine too. That's not confusing at all. If anything, it's the smaller guillotine cutters that need a better name. But yeah, it's really impressive. Like you align all the paper and then you sort of can lock down the paper and then you use like 2 hands to press on the buttons and the thing goes swoosh. I love the A3 size, but it weighs 20 kilos. Well, that's not... Considering an industrial one is like hundreds of pounds or hundreds of kilograms. It is super satisfying. Oh my gosh. It's like shrunk and everything is perfect. Like you can pick up the pile and tap it and everything is flush and it's so satisfying. How easily it goes through a huge stack of paper. Yeah. How many sheets can you cut at once with it? I'm assuming you use it mostly for watercolor paper, right? As many as you can fit. Good point. It's so much work to cut everything with a smaller device. It's definitely an investment that's worth it. Sorry for the noises. I don't have a cold anymore, but I still have a bit of a, like, a very light cough. Like everything, all the gunk gets stuck in my throat. So this one is, oh no. This one is another exalted character from a very long time ago. I don't really remember what she wore. I remember she was just like big bunch of muscles. Muscle lady. Yeah, well, at least my attempt at one. Exalted was a very, very 2000-ish game. the look of it is really much anchored into that time period, and they had like it's a bit like a tabletop that was inspired by a manga and anime, if I remember right. So and the whole sort of premise was that when you play a character in that setup, there's sort of 3 categories of characters that you can play, but all of them, when you start at the first level, you're not like a total beginner like you are in another game like D&D. The concept is that you're already a hero. Yeah, you're supposed to be like awesome and badass and do what the game system would call stunts. Meaning that if you can describe what your character is doing and everybody around the table goes, whoa, that's cool, that would give you like extra dice to throw or something. So like all the swords were like gigantic and everything was over the top basically. So you had swords that had like rings in them. As if the sword had piercings, you know, which doesn't sound really practical. But yeah, it's a bit, you know how Cloud in Final Fantasy VII has a ridiculously big ass sword? That kind of energy. I'm all for practicality and believable weapons and armor, but I also love the ridiculous over-the-top fantasy stuff too. Give me all the spike and booby armor. Yeah, it really depends on how did you split it. Like, if you have something that is more realistic fantasy and then someone comes in with a boob armor, you're like, that's not a thing. But if you have something that is just like cheese and ham and like nonsense, that's where you want to see all the unpractical armor. That makes no sense. It's just when you sort of mix the two that it can be really jarring. Oh man, every time I see a boob armor, I feel pain in my soul. Because I'm like, this is just a bad idea. I don't really know how to draw boobs, so... Oh, mon Dieu. If you hear weird yelling, that's the yelly neighbor. I apologize if he says rude stuff. I can't do much about what he says, but I I could not subject you guys to that by not streaming, you know. Can you guys hear him? He's so annoying. I'll check. I can't really make out words, but I definitely hear his voice. Yes, same. I can't, like, I have headphones partially on, so I'm opening up Pinterest just to have a board of, like, armor and clothing references that could be helpful. He's making a ruckus. Ugh, it's just one of those old freaking... I'm just looking at my Pinterest board of armor, hoping I get some sort of idea from this. think he finally shut up. Alright, I picked up beverage number 2, which is just water. I'm so glad that it's not super duper hot today. Ugh. I guess we're all pretty tired today, which is fine. That's okay. Oh, a good thing that happened this week. Was it last week? I think it's this week. I don't remember. But they finally released the trailer for Lower Decks, which is the animated Star Trek show, the current one. Because I know there's been other animated Star Trek shows before. And it looks so good. I'm so excited for it. Lower Decks! Lower Decks! Oh, it's so good. I need to rewatch all of season 1 and 2. It's the best show. And I'm not even a big Trek fan. I would say I'm not a one at all, except for Lower Decks. Sorry, that was a bit close to the microphone. How are kitties today? Sleeping. Though I fully expect us to hear Scout fall off her current perch at some point. I hope it doesn't happen, but she is such in a precarious spot. Pico is on a chair that has, you know, enough space, but Scout decided to settle down on a cushion. So you have a chair like this. This is a side view. So this is the side view of the chair bench, and there's a big pile of like mini cushions and stuff on it. And one of the cushions is sort of just a bit like that, and she's sort of sleeping here. And part of me is partly baffled that she's holding on to that spot and has not like fallen off yet, but I also don't want her to fall off, so there, kitty. Very precarious. Oh no! I'll see myself off the plank now. No! Don't dive off! Alright, I'm gonna check on the first one. Hopefully it's dry. I'll try erasing it off the table so it doesn't make a huge weird noise with the microphone. So what I have here today is the small Roman Schmal palette. So I will be using it, though it doesn't have the one color I need. Hey, box of paint! Hi! Running super late. Hope everyone is okay. I hope everyone is okay too. So not this palette. Okay. Let's try the one we filled last time. Kind of running out of place. Hey, thank you so much, box of paint. Okay. Just gonna go with a regular round brush. A Princeton Heritage. I don't know why mine is so like it has hairs going in all the directions. I'm like, why do you have to be so weird? You're not supposed to be weird. You're supposed to be a really basic brush. This is a hair that literally zigzags up, and I need to cut it. Alright, so one of the particularity of this character is that she had a bunch of weird turquoisey parts on her, like the tip of her hair and like parts of her body were turquoise because her element was water, and I decided to make it like that. And also she was a bit she was a sailor. I don't know if I'll be able to make this look cool or good, but I'll try. I'll do my best. I had my first time cat with a bad tummy. We got some new food and poor Bear was... Oh no! No! Bear is 90% back to normal, but poor little guy had to suffer baths and also... Oh no! The fluff was not his friend. Oh, poor little guy! Do you know what was up with the new food that caused that kind of problem? Oh, poor baby. Ooh, I like this character. Don't know if you know this, but I'm a fan of sailors. You are? I didn't know that. So Emmy straight up rejected it and wouldn't go near her bowl. Bear snarfed down the first pack, and the next morning he did the same as him. Oh no. And unlike dogs that I'd make some oatmeal or rice, no clue what to do for cats, but wait it out. I think if it's just temporary, people do stuff like boiled chicken breasts or stuff like that, like plain meat, and you can add a bit of rice in it. I think like it's not complete. There's a couple of things missing, but it's still something like they might eat if outside. And unless your cat is allergic to chicken, generally people assume that it's easy to digest, or if not, maybe some fish, like white fish, just plain white rice. But yeah, don't. I'm not a vet. So do you know what's the deal with the new food and why they rejected it that bad? Poor little guys. Oh, poor bear. Like, it's just a tiny cat. He has no idea what's up. It's like, why does my cat tummy hurts? What's up? I'm not liking... Why a bath? No! Oops. And put your finger in the paint. That's always a good idea. Oops, sorry. We have no idea. It didn't smell any worse than anything else, and it was specifically for Emmy because she loves gravy, and this was saucy. Wow, weird. Huh. I mean, I know pet food never really smells good to us humans, but do you guys feel like there was anything weird in the smell, or... But we got their old food, and for 3 days he was peckish. Today he's brought me all his babies and cleaned his... Oh. Oh, I'm glad my advice was not too far off, Jen. Just like the most basic stuff, I think. I'm glad, but so far Bear has rejected all people food with one exception, turkey. Bear's got good taste, I agree. I made so much chicken for Carl and Annie. Amy would happily have a bit. Bear was like, ew, no. The cats are so silly. Oh my gosh. Ew, no, chicken. Blah. Like kids. Oh, that's true. I have this big freaking blob in there of this one here that I didn't even swatch on the sheet, but it's, I think it's the most ridiculous. Yeah, it's like opera. Oh yeah. This redneck minute was brought to you by Summer. The couch went down so well, and Emmy was so possessive and evil that Bear now has. Oh, they each have their paper couches. That's adorable. Yeah, Emmy was like, dude, I'm the queen. I'm the one that had the babies here, so I'm technically the queen. So that's my spot, and you can find someplace else to be. And I'm not gonna hesitate to bap you. Nothing fixes a crappy day like some opera pink. Seriously, this one I think is my favorite. It's the most ridiculously neon one that you can bind to. It's the Magello one. Close second is the Holbein one. It's so stupid bright. The groceries came. Oh, I hope they came right this time. No nonsense like last time. That wasn't good. She straight up flew from the table and body slammed him the first time he laid on the on hers. Like, nope. Yeah, at least most things showed up this time, although they sent broad beans saying they are green beans, and I'm like, no. Yeah, this is sometimes people working in grocery stores, they don't necessarily know what they're selling. Broad beans are similar-ish if you are far away and there's fog on your glasses. So I would have to Google them. I know what green beans are, I think. But broad beans? Like, I probably know what they are, but in French, so that's why I'm like, which one are those already? Hold on, I'll check it when I am just done trying to paint this sort of leathery fit. Broad beans replacements for us are almost always terrible choices. These weren't even replacement. But once in a while you get a magic surprise. Example, clotted cream ice cream when they were out of standard vanilla. Numb. They came in a package labeled green beans. What? Okay, what are broad beans? I mean, the broad beans, you cannot eat the shell, right? You have to remove the beans. They are beans and they are green, but no. Yeah, they're not quite the same. Broad beans are the same as fava beans. Oh. Oh, that's very different from green beans anyway. Are green beans and string beans and Chianti? What? 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 Oh, it's a Hannibal ref. I'll get the code. I didn't watch Hannibal, so it's not entirely true. I watched like 1.5 episodes of it. And my bestie was over. Bear latched onto his knee and he screamed, and Bear leaned forward in his face and screamed back. Later that night, Silence of the Lambs was on, and for the rest of the trip he called Bear Buffalo Bill. Oh no! Oh, poor Bear. Oh, that's awful. Luckily, Bestie found it hilarious, and both of the cats thought it was the best thing ever. Aw. Oh, that's sweet. You know, when your cats like hate someone that comes over, you know that something's up. Either your cat is being a bit of a dick, or I know my childhood cat hated anyone that would smoke. I think he would hiss at them and want nothing to do with them. And the common element between these people, as far as we know, is that they were smokers. I think it was like, ew, stinky! What's wrong with you? Oh yeah, never trust a person a cat hates. There's always something weird. Or people who hate cats. You're like, I guess we're not meant to get along. We've been lucky so far with that. We have someone coming to help get our butts organized, and Bear basically sits on her foot the whole time she's straight. Oh, good Bear. You're a good kitty bear. Yeah, Peko, she's not so much as like I hate people as she is like, oh, something new, I have to hide. I don't know what it is, so I'm hiding. Scout, if you let her go at her own pace, she might come and sniff you out and, you know, decide that you're okay. Hey, welcome back, Yuri. So this is a sketchbook that I'm not very used to. It's kind of a semi-new one. And it's this SMLT art watercolor pad. And you can sort of tell that is it supposed to be cold press? What is it supposed to be? Is it supposed to be hot press? Could be hot press. It doesn't say, as far as I can tell. Only says 280 GSM, 20 pages, made in EU, A5, acid free. Yeah, watercolor pad, but it behaves a lot like hot press. I guess it is hot press, it's kind of smooth, but hot press is really panic inducing. So hot press is the paper that is smooth, and cold press is the paper that has texture on it. And rough has even more texture than cold press. So this is possibly hot press, because what hot press does that is entirely, like, it will put you in a panic the first time, is that when you put paint on it, it really looks like the paper has peeled. Like, it has all of these little bits of paper that are really, really visible. But as the paper dries out, those bits disappear. But when you don't know that and you get started with hot press, like I was flipping out the first time I saw it. I was like, oh no, did I erase too much? What's wrong with my paper? Why is there all these bits? That's really unsightly. I don't like that. And then when it dries out, no more bits. I hate it when I buy paper and it eats through my desk. Wait, did I say something that was weird? I can't get used to hot press paper. Yeah, I didn't think this was hot press, to be honest. Like, I don't really question it, but in retrospect, that's gotta be hot press. It's really, really smooth. Oh, acid free. Oh, in that regard, yeah. Can you imagine? Like, you put water on your paper and it goes through the disc, and you're like, oh, dang it! I picked up the acid full paper again. Darn diggity dog. I need a smaller brush. Oh, that's good. I really love this container for brushes, but it's a bit stupid in that it has a really... It's not the most stable... Oh, crap. It's not the most stable one I have, but it's so freaking cute with Totoro and flowers and all that. But it's one of those, you know, narrower base ones. So whenever I like rummage in it for a brush, it always threatens to tip. And okay, yay, I found it. I have never used hot press paper and I'm kind of scared of it. I don't like it when my supplies are different than what I'm used to. I'm contemplating treating myself and getting a pad of Arches paper. Ooh. Do not buy it if you think you will find it too precious to use, but if you have no issues with that, then yes. I really need to hit the back. Okay, let's hope a yelly neighbor doesn't yell too much, but I'll be right back. Just give me a sec, guys. This is so much better. Hey, welcome back, Jen. I love the gradient on her knees. Yay! Yeah, I think it worked out okay. Yeah, I'm not a "this is precious, let's not use it" kind of painter. I buy it to use it, so use it I shall. Yes. Hey, Paolo. Why is he back? Oh, another thing that was really cool last week is that local peaches are finally in season. They're the best peaches. Oh my gosh. Millions of peaches. Which peaches? Yellow yellow peaches? The ones that when they're ripe you can easily remove the pit. Hey, welcome back, Nicole. Yes, fresh local fruit being available again. Oh, I agree, dude, so much. I'm also excited for fall because that's apple season. Though I don't know why we put so much time and energy into growing apples that are just not fun to eat. Like soft apples with thick skins. Like, do you hate life or something? I love donut peaches. I've never found local ones. I've tried buying some at the grocery store, but they never ripened. They stayed hard and dry, and it was like, oh. What kind of apples do you like? I'll take any kind of apple that is crunchy. I'm not picky. It can be like the sourest apple or the sweetest apple or whatever. If it's crunchy and somewhat juicy, I'm fine. If you give me an apple that is mealy or like soft, like it triggers a gag reflex. I just can't eat those. I picked blueberries and bell peppers and snappies. Oh, that sounds delicious. Fresh ones too. And like I don't know why the commercial blueberries are like humongous. They're so freaking big, but like actual blueberries on the blueberry bush, they're so tiny. Over here, pink ladies are my favorite, but the hubs will only eat Granny Smiths. Yeah, even Granny Smiths can be like, have a really rough texture. Like sometimes the skin gets all waxy and the flesh gets a bit soft, and you can tell just by handling the apple. Blech. Oh, we won't have a problem sharing apples then. I'll take all the soft ones. Oh, really? Well, I think you're the first person I know who likes soft apples. Over here, pink ladies are my favorite. I've never seen pink ladies around here, I think. The last one I've seen was the Cosmic Crisp. We have Honey Crisp. Is that the name of them? I think. Royal Gala, sometimes they can be crispy and good. Like, they taste good. But yeah, if they're soft, Also, I'm not super big on room temperature apples, but if an apple is nice and crunchy, I'll take it. Pink ladies are tangy and sweet and just a tiny bit perfumey. Oh, I wonder what cultivar it is, or a mix of, and work really well with caramel. Oh no! Okay. If someone mentions putting salt on apples in the chat, I'm gonna lose my ish. Stop it! Stop with the salt on everything! I love salt, but there's a freaking limit. Granny Smith apples do work really well with cheese too, which can be an issue. Like if you can get fresh cheddar cheese, oh my goodness. It was one of my favorite snacks as a kid. There was a cheese making place near where we lived when I was a much younger kid. So my parents would always get their cheese from there, and it was always fresh and squeaky. So green apple and squeaky cheese. It's so yummy. If nobody eats the apples, I'll just make apple crumble and look at it go. Oh yeah, that's definitely a good way to salvage apples. Peanut butter on apples is also really good. Okay, so as you know, I'm the salt fan you hate, but even I don't put salt on apples, toughy or not. I don't hate you. No, you don't put salt on apples. You're fine. In fact, you're an excellent match because I can give you all this salted caramel and salted chocolate stuff that I end up with. Oh, salt on watermelon. I just really like love gala. Oh yeah, gala apples are good. Like if I end up with soft gala apples, I'll make applesauce with them and it's gonna taste amazing. And oh my god, yeah, a good like nice and fresh and not crunchy because it's not the right texture, but you know when watermelon is not too soft, like when you can take a slice and like break away pieces of it. Oh, that's the best one. I keep trying to get a local watermelon with my groceries, but they always run out. Okay, salt on water. Oh, what? Salt on watermelon? No! Oh, I don't know. Over here, the watermelon is definitely not sweet enough to justify putting salt on it. I don't understand. I think the idea was to replace some salt from sweating. Yeah, but you can eat the salty stuff. Oh no, watermelon is gross. No! No, it's yummy. Give it to me, I'll take it. I love the idea of watermelon, and I know there are some delicious ones out there, but I'm terrible at finding them. It's an art, I think. And yeah, a bad watermelon is disgusting. Like it's kind of softness and it tastes like pumpkin, and you know that's off. That's not good. See, I knew it triggered me with my salt. I'm super easy to trigger with salt habits though. You're better off with a watermelon that is slightly less ripe than overripe, in my opinion. Oh yeah, the greeny texture. But that's when they're kind of too old. They get greeny. Or the parts where the seeds, where if you can get a seedless watermelon, those sections where it's sort of soft and greeny, they're less present. Yeah, you kind of have to spank it, and it has to, and it sounds good when it's good. Yeah, it needs to have a good firmness when you spank it. Also, often watermelons that are ripe enough, when you sort of turn them around, you'll see a patch that is much lighter, like light yellow. That's the patch where it was on the ground. So if it's perfectly green with no patches on it, well, either it was off the ground or it's just not old enough that it ripened on the plant, you know. Yeah, I find that like really old watermelon starts having this pumpkin smell. Of course, we had to talk about food. I'm always bummed that watermelons are so big. They're so difficult to bring home because of that. Yeah, smell is another good one, but it's harder on the watermelon, I find. I find it easier to use smell for honeydew and cantaloupe. I do that too, Paulo. I smell the melons and stuff like peaches, you have to smell it too. Oh, honeydew melon is so yummy. Where was I? Oh, that's what I was doing with this. I so wish I had a big freaking chunk of perfect watermelon. Over here there are usually... Yeah, you can buy quarter watermelons, but they don't make a lot of the pre-cut stuff, so if they all don't look good enough, like, yeah, it's much easier to tell if they are ripe or not. And sometimes I find a good one and I'm like, oh my gosh, I grab it and I bring the quarter home, but sometimes like there's 2 quarters left and they both look not to my taste, so I'm stuck. I just remembered I have a pineapple in the fridge. Oh my gosh. Get to it. Fresh pineapple is so yummy. The watermelons at the store here are usually small and round. I'm used to them being huge and being able to buy. Yeah. Yeah, they can be like a freaking trip. Like, do you want to eat watermelon for all your meals for 2 days? That's the size. Like, if you carve it up, you can make a helmet out of it. I remember being in a bus once and 2 women had gone grocery shopping and bought some melons. The bus stop and the melon... No! No, that's nightmare scenario. I hope they didn't crack. Oh no. That reminds me that I need to buy a pineapple because I need to make a test on my birthday cake. Ooh. I'm going all the way this year. What are you making? I mean, cake is always amazing. You know who's not amazing? That freaking neighbor. I really want the watermelon helmet now. Oh, can you imagine how sticky your hair will be after that? Oh, you kind of have to do that at the beach. So, downside of doing that, you're gonna end up with the sandy watermelon regardless of what you do. But positive side of this is that once you're done with your helmet, you can just dive in the sea and wash it off. Oh, I think he's dragging like the trash can or something. Oh man, some people need hobbies. An entremet with a base of coconut genoise, lime, or passion fruit mousse. Ooh. Pineapple fluid, gel inserts, and dang, that's like a fruit salad in cake form. I'm absolutely doing that at the beach next time. Oh, and some pâte de fruits. Did you on purpose put a lot of French words in there just to... When we're done with the watermelon, we usually give the rind to Dodger and eat the melon still left on them. Oh, that's adorable. Oh man, I could totally go for like a big chunk of melon and then a helmet. But the language of pâtisserie is French, so sue me. I love to hear you reading French, not going to lie. Yeah, that's true that pâtisserie is very, very French. Ooh, I made blueberry hen pies on Thursday. I'll put the pictures in Discord. They look so cute. If you tell me there are still some left, I'm not gonna be impressed. Oh, I'm getting hungry now. Yeah, me too. What time is it? Oh, it's almost the end of the stream. Dang. I should quit my job and open a bakery. Well, I mean, it's always a backup plan. If you enjoy baking that much. And figure out a way to deliver overseas. Well, you guys are not too far off. Like, it's not the same as if I wanted to order from Paulo's bakery from Canada. Like, things would be spoiled when they get here. I only made 6, they're gone. Okay. That's reassuring. Were they gone on the day? There are certain foods that will travel better too. Stuff like shortbreads. Like, you know, I know certain types of cookies, they have a longer shelf life, even if they are handmade and all that. But everything that has like softer or wetter stuff or like fruity stuff that is not completely boiled down to just a delicious sticky sweet thing, those they don't keep so well. But yeah, stuff like fudge, shortbread, or other cookies. So yeah, I can see how you could ship those all over the EU. But yeah, over here, using dry ice over here is not gonna last long enough. Yeah, sure, dry ice is great, but it doesn't last for weeks. I took a look at Pop-Tarts earlier today and I was like, oh my gosh, Pop-Tarts. But then I'm always, the knowledge that they're terrible always catches up with me at that point. And I'm always like, oh, that's right, they're terrible. Damn it. Like, why won't someone make good freaking Pop-Tarts? Like, that idea of a hen pie. And like, if it's thin enough to heat up in the toaster, even better, but then not necessarily obligatory. You would have to use a nice delivery service. The best delivery service, as far as look goes, is definitely the one from Japan that has a mom cat carrying a kitten as a logo. I don't know if they're good, but they have to be, that has to be the best logo ever. There's now crows chatting outside, and I much prefer the sound of crows than the sounds of you know who. So many crow things to say. Over my work, they deliver stuff in dry ice and really quickly, but I imagine that would cost like hundreds of... Yeah, definitely, something like that. Damn, I'm hungry now. Damn it. Okay, pictures in Discord. Oh, they look amazing. Oh, they look so good. Dang, that looks yummy. Oh my gosh. Come on, give me the freaking pies again. There you go. Oh, dang, that looks good. Oh man. Hop, hop, hop. Eaten. I got some leftover baguette that I picked up from the bakery this afternoon, so it's still nice and fresh. As soon as it's summer, I want a baguette. I want baguette all year round. Fresh baguette is key. The fresh baguette. Summer reminds me of childhood vacation in France, where everyone was at the local bakery at 8 a.m. So therefore warm weather equals baguette. Thanks, it was really hard to keep them round. You did really good. I mean, either way, they're a case of like, whatever shape they end up being, they're gonna get eaten. Blueberry mini pies, what a great idea. However, I don't have such small pie pans. Probably, but those were hand pies, so they are flat. You know, you cut 2 circles of dough and you sandwich the stuff in them and you bake them like that. I think. Oh my god, why? All right, so I mostly did most of the work on this, I guess. There's a couple of touch-ups to do. And maybe some detail, and I'll probably add some bit of metallic paint at the end, because that's always fun. What's special about black garlic? I think, well, the one time I did hand pies. I think I had a mold for it, but it's yeah, you can just use a glass, and you know, like you would make donuts if you didn't have a donut mold, like one big glass that you just stomp on the dough and cut around it. And then you put the filling in the middle and you pinch the edges and you make sure that the top layer has some sort of vents in it, and you cook it on a cookie sheet. Oh, thank you so much, Jen. So, yeah, what's the deal with black garlic? Why is it special? It's baked at low temperature for like 1,000,000 hours and caramelized itself. Oh, really? It's garlic that has been cooked for like 4 to 6 weeks. And it's like caramel and savory. What? Okay, I have to try that out then. Imagine for comparison, vinegar and balsamic. Oh, okay. All right. I didn't know what it was, so like whenever I would see it, I just assumed it was a different variety of garlic. You know how you have green apples and red apples. I was like, oh, that's just a different sort of garlic. I didn't know it was this specific preparation of it. I did a couple of studies in here too. I forgot to post them on Instagram yet, but this is the one you saw me work on. And at some point I went just and I just inked it with the brush pen and added colors on it. And I did another one and this one. Same concept of me being like and just inking something up. And it was great. Like inking just with the brush pen was a really fun experience. And I also finished this one. So yeah. No, it's all watercolor. Watercolor! Oh, thank you guys. I'm glad you guys like it. I will be taking photos. I haven't gotten around to it to taking photos of these, but yeah. This one I had it like sketched for forever. And I kept like I think I even inked it and I was like, it's so crummy, and I went back on it with the brush pen. That's Kusakabe. It's a bit similar to Holbein in terms of color range. And yeah, same with this one. All right. Yeah, there's a lot of colors with white in them, so you have a lot of sort of lighter, like a lot of tints in the palette, but it's kind of handy if you want to do illustration and you need these colors to be consistent. So you can just take from the paint every time you need it. Those oranges? Yeah, I love having one filled up, but you kind of need to have like 3 running at the same time, because when one dries up, then you need to work in another, and then I have this one too that is sort of cheaper, and I do a lot of swatches in there and sketches and like whatnot, so always 20 sketchbooks at the same time. Alright guys, thank you so much for being here today. Unless you're speaking about the oranges. I can't, my screen has decided to go on standby, so I can't see. Yeah, this is reddish orange, I guess. Not that my camera is not super reliable. But yeah, and this palette has some, like, this super cool neon orange in it, which I really like. But yeah. So thank you so much everyone for being here and for watching the stream. And it's always fun and I really appreciate it. So hopefully everything will be fine for a stream next weekend. But we'll see. Depends always on the weather or on stuff like surprise headaches, which are not great. So yeah, thank you very much everyone. I hope you have a great weekend and a great week. And see you all either on the Discord or next time, next Saturday in the next stream. Bye bye.